everyone. So, listen, tonight we're going to talk to you all about why do lower credit scores increase faster? Okay, let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, by the way, we do get at people that ask us, via email. They DM us. We see it a lot in the comments. And one of the questions that we always get is, can we help you improve your credit score? Yes, we can. Okay, we can help you improve your credit score, qualify for homeownership, as well as lower your monthly car payment. Scan that QR code to learn more. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and continue. So now, why do lower credit scores increase faster? Okay. Here's the thing: the lower your credit score is, the more it is looking for something, really anything that's going to be positive. Okay. So, for example, small changes can make a huge difference. A lot of times people just think, oh, if I just do this, then I'm not going to get that many points for it. You may not get as many points as you may think. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. But the biggest thing is making sure that we control the direction that the score is going into. Okay. For example, when your credit score is low, okay, even small improvements can have a major impact. Something as simple as carrying a balance. Some people don't know that carrying a balance can most definitely affect your credit score. Okay. Now, even though we say have 7 to 10% utilization, that number is different for everyone. Okay. So, again, you don't have to carry a balance. You just have to make sure that you're not paying any interest. So, for example, on your credit report, it may show 7 to 10% utilization because that's the balance that was reported to the credit bureaus. Okay. But at the same time, you have to understand that you don't want to be essentially carrying a balance in real life. Okay. So on paper, it may up say, let's say, for example, your bill is due on the 15th. Okay. And, but it reports to the credit bureaus, let's say on the 10th. So on the 10th, it may show that there's a balance. You pay the bill on the 15th, or you may pay twice if you want to. Either way, now in real life, you're not carrying a balance. So there is no interest that you're paying. However, if you are carrying that balance, then you most definitely your score is going to fluctuate. Okay. But you don't want to do that. Banks don't have to make money off of you necessarily for your credit score to go up. All right. So next would be simple actions like paying on time or lowering your credit card balances overall can easily boost your credit score. Okay. We're not even talking about adding rental history. We're not even talking about adding credit builders. We're not even talking about other things as well, too, that we're going to get into. Okay. Now, also, too, our credit community shares easy tips and success stories to help you take advantage of these quick wins. Okay. These are quick wins that anyone can do. All right. Next is good habits are going to show quick results. Some of you all have to change your habits. You're used to paying things late or less than 30 days late. You're used to using your credit cards for a specific amount of things, but it's affecting your credit score more than you know. Okay. So building better financial habits like making payments on time and using less of your credit is going to work faster, especially when your score is low. When your score is low, and I'm talking like, 300s, 400s, 500s, it's looking for anything that's positive. The thing is that you all have too many negative things going on versus how many positive things are going on. You have to outweigh the negative with the positive. Okay. People don't talk about this when they're just talking about disputes and things of that sort. I've told people this time and time again. Disputes do not mean delete, and deletions don't guarantee points. And even if you do get points, how many points are you getting? Okay. This is how you maximize that credit score. All right. Now, these habits can lead to immediate improvements because there's more room for positive change. Okay. Now, here's another thing, too. As you start making just these small changes in your credit score, you're going to see that early wins are going to keep you motivated. Okay. And especially like basic things. If you throw extra money towards your credit card debt, or you get a credit builder account, right? Or you add your utility bills to your credit report, those are fast improvements. And those are going to give you the motivation to keep practicing good credit habits. Okay. So a lot of that plays a major, major role. All right. Now, these early successes, they can boost your confidence. A lot of times people don't talk about boosting their confidence. It's nothing wrong with feeling good, right? There's nothing wrong with feeling good. That's the whole point of this. But it's going to boost your confidence and commitment to overall better financial health. Now, if you guys want us to deep dive into this, we will. Okay. We're actually going to do it tomorrow. It's doing our lunch and learn. So if you're watching this right now, and your credit score is under 300 to 600, okay, we're going to be breaking down how to improve that credit score step by step with Q&A, okay? So I'm going to tell you what you need to do, okay? I'm going to tell you what accounts you need to open, okay? And I'm going to show you how fast you can improve your credit score. So if you're watching this right now, again, if you or someone that you know has a 300 to 500 credit score, okay? I'm going to be breaking down step by step tomorrow at 12 p.m. Central Time. Okay. And it's going to be recorded. I'm updating one of the slides that's a part of the advanced credit blueprint. So if you all bought the advanced credit blueprint back in the day or whenever, but you're like, man, I got a few questions, this is where you want to be. It's only going to be in our 850 Club Elite. Okay. And actually, let me show you all what that looks like just so you guys can get an idea. Okay. So real quick, so this is an example here. As a matter of fact, shout out to Natasha. I know, of course, we're not in the chat yet, but shout out to Natasha. Listen, she says, "Listen, this is my second day here, and I'm so excited. My credit score just went up today quite a bit." And then she goes into why she's here. But either way, her credit score just went up. So here's the thing: sometimes you're just around people where their credit scores are going up. Okay, her credit score went up 82 points. Okay, but again, wouldn't it be nice to have someone like that around you? That way, you're seeing what type of questions they're having. You're seeing what type of advice I'm giving them. Some of you all haven't ever seen the 700s, okay? But anyway, we're gonna go back up here at the top, and you go here at the top, and you're gonna see where it says Classroom, okay? Now, Classroom is where you can actually download a lot of the things, our courses and things of that sort. But anyway, this is it right here, okay? The Advanced Credit Blueprint. This is what I'm going to be breaking down, okay? And you guys can see here, I break down everything: credit 101, understanding your types of credit scores, and increasing your score fast. This is what I'm going to be breaking down on tomorrow, okay? And you see right here, the 300 to 600 score range game plan. That's what I'm going to be breaking down on tomorrow, okay? So make sure you guys are ready for that on tomorrow. That's at 12 noon. You got to be inside the 850 Club Elite. Now, in order for you to see this, you got to scan this QR code, guys. Okay. So, matter of fact, let me move this out the way so you guys can actually see this. Okay. So, there it is. Oh, this happens every time. All right. So, let me undo that. Okay. Let me do this. Let me move here. There we go. Okay. All right. So, and then I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to bring it back up here so you guys can see it again. Okay. But anyway, this is it here. So you can scan this QR code. I'm going to put the link inside the description, inside the chat right now as well too. Again, if your credit score is between 300 and 500, okay, and you want to know how to improve that, you got to be inside of the 850 Club Elites, okay? I put that inside the chat. So scan the QR code with your phone right now, or you can click the link inside of the chat right now. We're going to be breaking down. I'm going to tell you exactly what accounts you need to open. Some accounts you all need to close. You heard that right. Some of you all need to close certain accounts. Okay. I'm going to tell you what that is on tomorrow at 12 p.m. Or if you just have a question about credit in general, this is your opportunity to get that answer tomorrow at 12 noon. I'm going to do my breakdown. It's going to take about 15-20 minutes. And at the end of that, I'm going to put my questions. I'm going to answer everyone's questions. Okay. But anyway, it's a busy week this week. It's a busy week this week, man. So also, too, we have a business credit interview, okay, on Tuesday. Now we're going to have a Q&A after that. So, man, that's going to be crazy. Make sure you guys are ready for that. That's going to be live on Tuesday, a business credit interview with Q&A. So you guys know most of well, obviously, you all know all the interviews that I do. We're going to start doing a lot of those interviews live inside of the 850 Club Elite. So it's recorded like normal. But at the end of that, because I know many of you all will watch the videos and say, man, I got a question, right? Not a problem. So what you'll be able to do inside the 850 Club Elite, you'll be able to watch it live. So it's like a virtual live audience. At the end, you'll be able to ask questions based on the topics that we had that day. Isn't that amazing? Instead of you having to just put it in the comments, and then sometimes we just can't get back to the comments in time. Okay, we get 150 comments a day. But anyway, wanted to make sure you guys know that. Let's go ahead and jump into the Any comments, questions, or concerns? Let me move myself a little bit. But this week is going to be a busy week, guys. I'm super excited about it in general. And we got some other stuff too, but it's too soon to talk about it. I'll talk about that in the next couple of days. Let's go ahead and jump into the comments. All right. So first things first, Marie is in the house. Appreciate you being here, Marie. All right. Reese's in the house. All right. Elite member. So listen, Reese is going to be able to get advantage. She's going to take advantage of everything I just talked about. Okay. So again, make sure that if your score is between 300 and 600, you are in the building. All right. Travis says, good evening, Calvin. You up late? Man, who you telling? Family time on the weekends. I know I was about to go ahead and give you guys some content earlier today, but I said let me go ahead and just save it for later on tonight because people they don't know. The lower your credit score is, the faster it can improve. I'm gonna say that again. The lower that your credit score is, the faster that it can improve. Okay, so just make sure you know that. All right, Energy Coach Selena is in the house. 850 Club Elites. Mike says, I love the late videos. Yes, we're gonna be mixing it up too. Some stuff we do it late, some stuff we do in the afternoon. So we kind of just, I don't want to give you guys a schedule because it's going to be kind of sporadic, but I like it that way because everyone's not able to catch everything. There's no perfect time, but at least hey, sometimes Calvin's live in the evening, sometimes he's live in the morning. So, but of course, you'll always get if there's something scheduled and structured, I'll let you guys know for sure. All right. Shout out to you, Mike. He says he joined another credit union. Nothing wrong with that, man. There's no, you know what? I believe there's no such thing as having too many relationships with financial institutions. So the more relationships, the better it is, the more options that you have. So shout out to you, sir, for sure. All right. Marie says, listen, I'm ready. Okay. Marie says, I am ready. All right. So listen, make sure you guys get your questions ready for me too. Okay. Get your questions ready for me. This is for tomorrow. Again, if your score is between 300 and 600, make sure you got your questions ready for sure. Okay. Marie says her score is 680. Congratulations to you, Marie. So I'll be talking about your score bracket next week if you guys are want to learn about it. Okay. But next week will be 600 to 700. But tomorrow is between 300 and 600. All right. So Mike says, I understand about closing cards. I would like to close one for the high interest. Them again, most are, yeah. Then again, most, yeah, I feel you. It's tough to make that decision. So essentially what Mike is saying, guys, is that he's considering closing a credit card because it has high interest, but he's saying that honestly, a lot of credit cards are starting to have that same thing. And to be honest with you, yeah, many of your credit cards most definitely have increased their interest rates. But as interest rates will be coming down, especially after this, man, I got to give you guys, I'll be doing a video on it this week. We got an update on the Capital One and Discover merger. Some of y'all gonna like it, some of y'all not gonna like it. Okay. Short version is they got the green lights, but there's still one more step, and we're gonna talk about that this week. But that is gonna shake up the credit card market. Stay tuned for that, man. We got a wild next 60 days. Well, is it 60 days? It says March. No, it says May. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. All right. So Duderick says, Calvin, hey Calvin, I just signed up for the Elite. Is it best for me to pay down all of my credit cards before I sign up for the custom game plan? I would. I mean, here's the thing. You don't have to pay off your credit cards before asking for a game plan. I don't necessarily just I look at the scores, I look at the report, but at the same time, if I'm still like, for example, if we did the game plan like right now, and you already know to, take care of your cards, I'm still going to mention it, but I'm going to look at other things as well outside of that. So it doesn't necessarily, that's like one thing I probably won't mention just because I mean, like if you were to do it in the future and I didn't see the balances were there, then I just wouldn't mention it. But that won't throw off the strategy though, but for sure. Okay. Because I look at, okay, once he does this, where's this going to put him and things of that sort. So I would say, listen, get that game plan. Most definitely get that game plan. Actually have about 2 or 3 more slots this week. So if you guys are looking to get a custom game plan done this week, I most definitely can get it back to you this week. We have quite a few pending. We got 2 that's due tomorrow. So yeah, for sure. And that's another thing too. If you're going to get the game plan, get it inside of the community. Okay. You save money as a community member. So make sure you guys do that for sure. Okay. Hope that helps for sure. Lisa J. Stocks is in the house. Lisa, as a matter of fact, listen, my team is going to be reaching out to you. We need you to come talk inside of the Elite. A lot of people in there want to learn about stocks and stuff. So make sure you stick around, Lisa. Not for tonight, but we'll be emailing you. So look out for that. Curvy Girls Rock, what's going on? Marie says yes, most definitely. All right. So Curvy Girl says I have a 671 score, but high utilization. Is there anything that I can do except for paying down the balances in the next year? Um, yeah, you can add other positive accounts that don't require a credit check or or throwing off certain things, like for example, potentially adding rental history. We show our community how to do that. There's a lot of companies you can go with. That's the reason why I mentioned it like that. So obviously that's one. Then of course, what else? Debt consolidation. So yeah, you can pay your balances, but maybe us having a better strategy to do that. So instead of like just paying the card, stuff like that, depending on where your score is, we can see if consolidation may work. So it just really depends, on that as well too. Then depends on what your score is, what credit cards you have right now. Can we get a credit limit increase? So there's a lot of ways, a lot of these like 5 or 6 different small things that we can do to help you, improve that score. But the balance is most definitely is going to be a major role. Some of you all have a low score just mainly because of balances. So again, that's a little bit different. So that's one thing to consider as well. What's going on, April? Appreciate you being here as well. All right. So Hustle Man says, I'm currently receiving SSI. Do you think it's possible for me to get my own home, or do I have to get an LLC to put the home inside of the LLC? Great question. So, no, at the end of the day, they want to make sure that you have income coming in regardless if you put the property in the business name or the property in your personal name. So just because you're getting SSI does not mean that you cannot get a home. I want to be clear. Buying a home is based on income. They don't too much care about the source. Okay. They care about the frequency, but they don't too much care about what the source is. Okay. Saying that to say, if you want to go into home ownership and you have SSI, you can do that. You can have disability income, you can have retirement income, pension, child support. It doesn't matter. Now here's the thing though. That SSI has to be enough to qualify for what you're looking to get in the area. Okay. So keep that in mind. But yes, you most definitely could purchase property with SSI as your income. As even if you put it in an LLC, they're going to want to see how much income is coming in. And if you're going to LLC, obviously they're going to be looking for business revenue. Okay. Mike says credit unions offer credit cards at much lower rates. Well, if you're gonna have have more Sunday night late videos, I'll get a bag of popcorn and order a pizza. There you go, Mike. There you go, man. We got a lot more stuff that's coming for sure. Okay. Lisa says she's in, so we'll most definitely get that coordinated. Because here's what I want to do for everybody that's in my elite. I want to make sure that we cover everything that has to do with not just credit, but we're gonna start going deeper. Like I want to go because here's the thing you guys have been watching me for years. Like, first off, in September, is going to be this channel's going to be 10 years old. Y'all know we got to be popping bottles, but we'll talk about that as we get closer to September. Anyway, I'm saying that to say, guys, we're growing. Not like not in just subscribers. I mean, we're getting older, right? We're getting older. So the things that we were talking about when we were like 20, now you guys have been watching me. We're in our 30s, our 40s, our 50s, our 60s. We got to start talking about retirement. We got to start talking about investing. We got to start talking about smart money moves, not just building credit. We got to be better with our finances. Like, I really want to make sure that we're going to be there with our finances. April says there's the same difference as a VA disability benefits, which is tax free monthly income. Absolutely. So if you all have what do you call it, SSDI or a disability income, whatever your income is, it needs to be frequent. That's number one. And it has to be obviously a certain amount to buy in the area you want to buy in. Okay. What I always tell people to do is look at your hourly income and add a zero to that. Okay. So if you're making $20 an hour, chances are you can buy $200,000 in property. If you're making $50 an hour, easily you could buy a $500,000 property. Okay. So that's always a great way to kind of segue that for sure. Okay. All right. Curvy Girl says, thank you. I live with my brother's home, so I don't have to rent. Oh, that's a money saver. Huge money saver. She says, I will try to make an appointment with you. Oh, yeah, Curvy Girl, you're most definitely for sure. Hey, let me tell y'all something. This is the hack. The hack is the elites. I know a lot of you all want to talk to me one-on-one. That's fine. We do have a one-on-one package for that. But again, the elite is going to be where it's at. You literally could just be thinking of something, have a question. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys this real quick. This is because I check the elite like 2 to 3 times a day. So when people have questions, I'll give you guys an example here. So let's see here. So for example, shout out to Courtney. Courtney had a question about debt payoff, right? So she's y'all can't see this. Hold on, y'all can't see this. Let me move myself out the way. Move me over here and make me a little bit smaller. Okay. So Courtney had a very good question. She says, I don't know what took so long, but I was made aware I'm going to be receiving my federal refund, right? But either way, we was talking about business funding. By the way, y'all missed that business funding. And by the way, the replay is inside of our classroom. But she was talking about business funding class could not come at a better time because this was my next step after paying off some debt after once the changes reflect on my credit reports. Thanks for these wonderful classes, 850 Club. And then everybody kind of kind of give advice, kind of talk about what they're talking about. And then that's another thing, like I mentioned to you all, many of you all literally can just be learning from people. This is Elizabeth. We talked about this the other day, how her score went up 55 points. And she talked about what she did, to do that. So again, a lot of times, we'll just have a conversation and you'll learn things just in the conversation. Okay. So Jamie talked about the other day about fair figure. Okay. So again, it's man, it's so much. It really is so much. And so, for example, Jamie says, "Hey, listen, did you hear anything back?" Right? And then no, sorry. Courtney says, "Hey, did you hear anything back?" Jamie was talking about that. So again, these little things, just in general. So you're not by yourself. Whatever your goals are this year, you're not by yourself. Okay, that's the whole point that we're trying to make here. All right. But let me go back into that for sure. Let me move this up. Okay. But yeah, I was saying that again, you can most definitely make an appointment with me. That's not a problem. But if you just got a handful of questions, you can get those answered in the elite, and for sure. Okay. But either way, whatever works for you. All right. Hustle Man says, thank you so much. You are more than welcome. Curvy Girl says, thank you. You are more than welcome. Booker says, Calvin, how do I get into your 850 Club Elite? So check this out. Yeah. So go ahead and click the link inside of the chat or you can scan that QR code that's on the screen. Okay. Either one of those is going to get you guys in my 850 Club Elites. Again, don't forget. So many of you all who are just joining us, we got a couple things. I'm gonna turn my camera off. So, that ain't gonna help. All right, let me move myself out the way. But here, let me do this instead, just so I can move myself just at least a little bit out the way. All right. All right, cool. There we go. So listen, if your credit score is between 300 and 600, okay, 300 and 600, listen, this tomorrow at 12 p.m. is going to be for you. It's going to be inside side of our 850 Club Elite. Again, 300 to 600. I'm going to show you what accounts you need to have open, how many accounts, the minimum accounts you need to build the right foundation to improve your credit score, what type of accounts you need to be closing, what accounts you're probably using wrong, what accounts you may have too many of, what problems you're going to face with in being 300 to 600, what things to look forward to when you're 600 to 700. Okay, so 600 to 700, y'all not about to get it easy either. I'm talking about you guys in 2 weeks. Okay, because you can have what I like to call good credit problems, right? What's a good credit problem? You getting credit card offers in the mail, you saying yes to everybody. You can't say yes to everybody. You cannot say yes to everybody in 2025. We can't. We'll talk more about that on next week. But if your score is between 300 and 600, listen, and you got questions, it's okay to have questions. Everyone's situation is different. Okay. Everyone's situation is different. So I need to know your situation. You got to tell me. It's more than just, oh, my credit score is a 610. Yeah, but you just got out of bankruptcy. I need to know that. Hey, yeah, my credit score is a 640, but you want to go into home ownership. Great. Let's talk about that because chances are you can get down payment assistance. There's a lot of programs that are out here. Listen, you all are not by yourself. Okay. I'm a different type of YouTuber. I'm not just trying to just make videos and just hope you watch them. I don't care about that. I want to make sure that you're winning. I want to make sure that you're executing the information that I'm telling you. It's going to work. It works every single time. Let me show you guys this. Here we going back this up a bit. I'm gonna show y'all. I know I talk about this at the beginning every single time. Let me back this up by right here. Where's it at? There it is, right there. Now, again, y'all see these people on my screen. I'm telling y'all, I've seen it all. Okay. Listen, let me just show y'all just real quick because y'all see this stuff all the time. This is a girl I went to high school with. Okay. And she says, listen, I'm tired of driving the car that I'm driving. She says, how can I get out of this car? I know I can go to the dealership and go get a car, but I don't want to just go do that. I want to make sure I do this strategically. We put her in a brand new car, low interest rate. 2 months ago, she didn't qualify for that. I told her exactly what she needed to do. She followed my steps. This program didn't even exist back then. Same thing for her. She says, "Listen, I'm moving from Chicago to California. I need a reliable vehicle." She says, "Listen, I'm self-employed. How can I do this? How can I buy a car and I'm self-employed? I don't want people to get over on me." Not a problem. I put her in position. And then many others. Listen, and these two right here, they're YouTuber. I'm sorry. They came from watching YouTube videos. Okay. So again, these are people that said, "Hey, I want to get a car too." And guys, it's not just cars, it's houses. Whatever your goal is. Look, this couple right here, I went to high school with them too. I went to high school with them. And so either way, they said, listen, this is our goal. We want to buy a house. This girl right here, she bought her grandmother's building. Like the stories go on and on and on. Listen, whatever your goals are, we can help you accomplish them. Okay. We can most definitely help you accomplish your credit goals. All right. Let's go ahead and get back into it. All right. Either way, next is let me circle back. Let me circle back. Okay, perfect. All right. So Marie says Calvin is the best in town. I appreciate that, man. We honestly just trying to get everybody. We just want everybody to win this year, man. We just really want everybody to win this year. L Will says yes. Okay. Lisa says cheers to that. Oh yeah, popping bottles. Yeah, man. September. In September, we most definitely. So I think the date is September 12th. So I'll keep you guys posted. My birthday is September 15th for those who care. But anyway, September 12th is the official 10-year anniversary of the YouTube channel. It's been 10 years strong. And man, it's been a lot of videos, but so many people that have learned a lot over the years, man. So we're gonna keep this thing going. Mike says, opinion on Trump firing or getting rid of that consumer organization. Listen, we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna go live on that tomorrow. Um, early, I'm not gonna say super early, but I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow for sure. Then we got a big shakeup in the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is back up again. He has many of them on administrative leave. So let me know in the comments if you guys have been processing some CFPB complaints and that they have been going through. So I'm talking about new complaints in since between in the past since like Thursday. Okay, keep us posted because y'all know everybody working, they not working, they fired, they're not working. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The judge is blocking all these firings, but I don't know if the CFPB gonna be one of them organizations. We're gonna see. So we're most definitely gonna see. Hustle Man says, "How much is your elite package per month?" That's a great question. People don't really ask that. So the elite, you can either pay for the year or you can pay for the month. A lot of people go for the month. It's only $29 a month. Okay, and that's man, the amount of value that you get is crazy. I want to make sure it's enough value for everybody that's trying to accomplish their scores. I'm sorry, their goals this year. So, but that's what we're gonna be talking about on tomorrow for sure. Miss Taylor says, thanks, always on topic. Appreciate that. Nathaniel says, good evening. I'm one of the ones that's in the 600 club, but my FICO scores are higher than my Vantage scores. Okay. And my bankruptcy chapter 7 is 9 years old. Okay. But I also have two charge-offs auto loans as well. What can I do to improve my score? You got to keep building. You need certain accounts. Okay. We need to talk about what type of stuff is coming. So here's the thing. I'm going to give you guys two answers. With credit improvement, there's always, 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 in most cases, two answers. One answer is the general answer. Why? Because I need to see what's on your report. Okay. The general answer is you need to see what credit builders you can get because some of them you may not be able to get because some of them won't allow you to get them coming out of bankruptcy. I know which ones may do so, right? So it really just depends. Okay. Then we need to talk about what type of accounts you're getting in the mail. Are you seeing things from Capital One? Are you seeing things from Credit One? Are you like who wants to do business with you? That determines what type of relationships we're going to end up building, right? Are you paying rent with your name on the lease? How long have you been there? That your rental history may qualify for us to add that to your credit report. How many subscription services do you have? Do you have Netflix, Hulu, Spotify, gym membership, your cell phone bill that can get added to your credit report? All these things, again, some of you are watching this. You can't do everything I just said because that might be too much for your specific credit report. But some of you all need everything I just talked about. And that's the problem is that you don't know until you just try it. And but again, I don't want you to be walking in blind. So that's the general answer. But the second answer is we need to see what you already have to make the real determination. But if that's the case, just based off the surface of this, you just don't have enough accounts, to be honest with you. Yeah, you just don't have enough accounts. Okay. Booker says, thank you. You are more than welcome. Ms. Taylor says, can you help with rental properties in Illinois? So I do have someone that can. Yeah, I do have someone that can. We work mainly with a lot of our credit clients that we help go from not qualifying to qualifying. That's really why we started the brokerage. And that turned into more buyers, more sellers. So we just don't have the capacity for rentals. We're not against it. It's just that, oh man, a lot of these landlords make the process much longer than it should be. It just should be a lot easier than that. But yes, just let us know for sure. Marie says, yes, you are great, Calvin. We appreciate you. Thank you, Marie. I appreciate that. Cassandra says, I will get the ebook and start there. Yeah, the ebook has a lot of great resources. So the ebook is really dope. I've seen people accomplish their goals just by, even starting with the ebook. So that plays a major role for sure. Okay. So let me go back here. Mike says, here's a great question, Calvin. Does having a negative balance hurt or on your credit hurt? No. I know that they can close your accounts for non-usage. One card called a long time ago and asked if I was okay because he wasn't using the card. Yeah. So no, having a negative balance on your credit report or like because you can have a negative balance on anything. You can have a negative balance on your auto loan. You can have a negative balance on your credit card. That's more common. But also don't know a negative balance is essentially you paying ahead. So if you owe $100 and you send them a payment for 125, you're gonna have a negative balance of negative 25. Okay. And so essentially you're just paying ahead, paying in advance. No, they don't too much kid. That doesn't affect your score it doesn't make it go up higher that I've seen either, just because people usually don't just give extra. But no, just based on that, I haven't seen it change the scores at all. Last year I got to negative twice with one card. However, that card I utilized as my cash card. Yeah, so as long as you're using the cards, that's all that should matter. And for anyone that's listening to this, anytime that you're with credit cards in general, you at least want to use them twice a year. Okay. But I tell people all the time, just put like a bill on your credit card, put it on auto pay. That way you get the usage. You're not looking for something to use the card on, and it's something you can afford because it was a bill you already had. We're not looking for new bills. Don't do gas, don't do groceries, not a month of, I should say. If you want to do gas and groceries, then make sure you're paying it every week or if not every 2 weeks. Okay. And pay it on the statement date, not necessarily due date. Yanobi's in the house. I thought y'all was asleep, man. Thought y'all was asleep. Elite is in the house. Yanobi, as well as R Lake, is in the house as well. 850 Club Elite. So again, make sure you listen. If you all have a credit score between 300 and 500, okay, I'm going to be breaking down what accounts you need to have. Okay, so that means that way you guys can tell me, hey, Calvin, I have 2 out of 5 of those accounts. Great. Let's talk further about this. I need to know. Well, I need to know what accounts you already have open. I need to know what accounts you just closed. I need to know what your goals are. That determines what accounts you need to have. There's general information to improve your credit score. But then some of you all are some of you all are slowing down your credit report. You're slowing down your credit score growth and you don't even know it. Okay. We don't know what we don't know. Some people just say, oh, I'm just gonna get this trade line. I'm gonna just do this. You may not need it. And some of you all are dragging your feet and you actually need it. So everyone's situation is different. Okay. It's different. But again, we're gonna have that for sure. Herschel says, I have $175,000 in student loans and my credit score is not moving. Any suggestions? Yep. You have too many student loan accounts and not enough credit building accounts. Student loan accounts stagnate your score on purpose. Why? Because student loans are in deferment. It's the only account that's in the world that can be in that's usually on in deferment on a regular basis. Okay. In short, because that even though you're getting on-time payments, watch this. This is the crazy part. Credit student loans show up as on-time payments, even though you're not making payments. It's the craziest thing. That's number one. But number two, Every month that you don't pay student loans, and this is everybody that has student loans, we have interest. If you have interest, then that balance is going to grow. Every single month that that balance grows, it essentially drops your credit score or kind of stagnates it, because growing balances is a negative. Um, what's the best way to say this? It's a negative thing essentially. It's not positive. It's negative. Okay, because think about it like this: if it wasn't a student loan and it was an auto loan, and your balance is increasing, what's the only way your balance can increase on an auto loan? That means you missed a payment. You either missed a payment, you didn't pay, or you're late paying. Okay. Student loans do that. That's why it kind of slows down your scores. You need to have additional accounts. Okay. But we need to see what you have right now so we can maximize it. See, the thing is, a lot of what I'm seeing a lot of people do, they're not maximizing the accounts that they currently have. Are we maximizing our credit cards? Should we get a personal loan to consolidate debt? What's your interest rates on your auto loans? These things, of course, come with, like, it's part of the conversation. But we got to maximize what we already have, because some of you all are missing out on points. Some of you all right now could just call the bank, ask for a credit limit increase, and see a 40, 50 point jump. Some of you all right now are hanging on to that secured credit card, and it's maxed out, but you keep thinking you're building your credit and you haven't just paid it down. So again, it just depends on what the situation is for sure. But you most definitely can improve your credit score even if you have student loans. You know, he says I will sleep. Listen, I'm gonna be sleeping in a few hours too. Amon says I need to grade my score to get money to start my business. Absolutely. Listen, we talked about business funding and business credit last week. Amazing information that you could literally, like, action steps that you can take starting this week. We got the replays inside of our classroom as well. Okay. Herschel says, I will certainly be getting the game plan package this March to get the ball rolling. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're always here to help everybody as well. John says, if I have high authorization utilization, what you mean? You mean like your like an authorized user? I'm gonna break that down. So, okay, I see what he was just saying. Okay, so John says, if I have high utilization, would it help if I get another credit card to have higher limit to offset that high utilization? Yes and no. It's more of a band-aid, but it will most definitely help. So this is what John is saying. If I got a credit card that's maxed out, let's say it's $2,000. If he adds another credit card and that credit card has a $1,000 limit, now, instead of it being a maxed out one credit card, now we're looking at two credit cards. So your overall utilization will lower. Yes, but it's a band-aid, because we still need to obviously pay that down, have other accounts as well too. Probably do consider a balance transfer. So we're going to talk about that more next week. That's the 600 to 700 problems, right? Everyone has, I won't say problems, but things that slow down your credit scores. Tomorrow we're going to talk about that from 300 to 600. Next week is going to be 600 to 700 scores. And there are some things that are slowing down your credit cards, but that's most definitely one of them for sure. Herschel says, yes, interest is killing me. Thank you, Calvin. You're more than welcome. Amon says, I did the FTC report affidavit to my account with Chase because my credit score dropped. Yeah, but Amon, we can kind of get around that. I know it's a lot of tricks and hacks with credit, but let me tell y'all something. Nothing beats the what I like to call the traditional, basic, old school way of improving y'all credit score. This still works. This, just so y'all know, this algorithm has changed over the years, but it still has the same basis since the 1980s. And so again, a lot of people forget that we come up with these tricks and hacks. And I'm not saying this is what Ahmad was talking about, but I'm just saying that the way that I do it, you're gonna get, like, the stuff that I focus on focuses on points, right? So we need points, and you get points from having certain types of accounts for a certain period of time and a certain amount of accounts at specific period of times. Okay. So you can't get 10 accounts and then hope that your score is going to go up. Okay. So that's why we talk about how many accounts do you have open? How many do you have closed? What relationships did you have open? What relationships did you have closed? Right? What do you have? What are the bad things? What are the good things? Otherwise, for example, I may say get a Capital One Platinum credit card, but then you had a charge off with them. So you're thinking, oh, well, he says I can go back with them. No, it doesn't work like that. So again, all these small things play a role. Okay. But either way, you most definitely could do that for sure. He says get in that elite club. I promise you won't regret it. Man, it's a lot of great things that's happening, man. Like, I'm super excited about it. But Super excited for sure. But and then also too, guys, like I mentioned, business credit. Don't forget, we're going to be doing a business credit interview with Q&A, okay, with a Q&A afterwards. So we're going to be lining up a lot of my Q&As. I'm sorry, my interviews with Q&As as well, okay? Darren says mine is as low as 415, okay? Listen, don't you worry. We most definitely can help you for sure, okay? Listen, and Albert just mentioned, he says, listen, a self-credit builder will help it grow. Yes and no. Why is that? Because of what I just mentioned. Self can help, but what if he already had self and he can't get self anymore? Do you know a lot of people have already messed up with self? Some people have messed up with credit builders and banks, and these are the banks that specialize, right? These are the banks that advertise and say, hey, listen, we can help you. But if you burn these banks, okay, but if you haven't burned those banks, then can self help? Yes and no. There are times where I recommend self, and there are times where I don't recommend self, depending on how many accounts you have open, if you already had them in the past, right? Or if all of your extra money needs to go towards your balances, right? It doesn't make sense to pay $1,000 for credit repair, $500 credit repair, and you got high credit card balances. That money needs to, you would get way more out of it. But here's the thing, you're not talking to a credit strategist. I am a credit strategist. A lot of people do credit repair, right? They just slap band-aids on stuff. No, no, no. You need a strategy. Okay. You need a strategy for your credit cards. You need a strategy to get an auto loan, to get an auto loan lease. You need a strategy to go from renting to eviction to home ownership, or a low score to home ownership. You need a strategy. Okay. Somebody put in the comments strategy. You need a strategy. And there's nothing wrong with a strategy, right? That doesn't mean that you guys are doing anything wrong. But think about it. Let's be honest. Most people with credit, they're just throwing jello on the wall to see what sticks. They're putting a lot of darts in their hand and they're just throwing it at the dartboard to see what works. You need a strategy. And the worst part about credit is that you're pretty much on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta hope somebody is looking to help you, and hope the information is accurate. Okay. So again, that's for sure. John says, can you break down what is in your elite club? Yes, my bad. I did not do that. So here, let me show you guys what is all in the elite club. So number one is quite a few things actually. So let me find, this is the one I want to show you guys right here. Okay. And you guys, we're gonna actually put this in here, and this is going to be live, because we just added this. This is going to be live interviews with Q and A's. Okay. All right, so here, I just want to update this, and then I'm going to share my screen here so you guys can actually see this as well. Okay, so this is the question that they just asked, and I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see it. Let me move me to like the bottom side here. Okay, cool. All right, so this is it here. Okay, let me move this down to bottom too. Give me a second. Okay, so you get access to my advanced credit blueprint. In my advanced credit blueprint, I break down, no matter where your credit score is, how you can get more points faster. If your credit score is between 300 and 600, how to improve your credit score faster. If your credit score is between 600 and 700, how can you maximize what you already have? How can you lower your car payment? How can you get better credit cards? How can you get the next property? Okay, you see this young lady right here? This photo was taken when she bought her first property. She just closed on her second property this previous week. When she took this photo, this was about 4 years ago when she bought her first property. Okay. And about 3 months before that, she did not qualify to buy that property. So we helped her improve her credit score. She bought her first property. That property was for $125,000. That property is now worth $215,000. She took out equity from that property, about 70,000. She paid off all of her debts, and then she used a portion of that. She used a portion of that for a down payment for her second property. That is a strategy. Guess why? Because she talked to a credit strategist. Okay. So we're not just improving your credit scores. Okay. This guy right here, and don't worry, I'm gonna go back into some other things too. This guy right here, he has access to his VA loan. Okay. He had access to his VA loan. And he was like, "Man, Calvin, how can I buy multiple properties using my VA loan?" Okay. He just purchased. This photo was taken when he purchased his fourth property. He keeps them all. He keeps all of his properties, but it's very strategic on how we do it. He moves into the property. I'm sorry. He moved. So he uses the VA loan, moves into the property, refinances the loan, and then that opens up his VA structure again. Then he buys another property using his VA loan. This is his fourth time using his VA loan for his fourth property. That is a strategy. Okay. So, again, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. Okay. But anyway, we have weekly live Q&As. So if you all have questions about improving your credit score, questions about homeownership, cars, anything that has to do with personal credit, weekly lives, we got you. Now we have our live interviews. This is when we go into slightly different topics: business credit, business funding. This week we have a financial advisor that's going to be on there on Thursday. So if you've never paid for a financial advisor or spoken to a financial advisor, this is a great opportunity to get some of your questions answered this Thursday from a certified financial advisor. And this girl ain't no joke. Okay. This ain't just somebody who just got their certification, they licenses, whatever. Okay. So that's going to be in there. And by the way, this is just this week. This week, it just happened to be a busy week this week. Then we have our 90-day home buyer challenge. So again, now our 90-day home buyer challenge is where we help you qualify for a home in 90 days or less. Okay. So, and you could jump in that program at any time, but from the time that you start, you get access to the replays. And then we say, okay, what's your score? How are we looking? Where are you at? What state are you in? This is how you find your down payment assistance. So we break all of that down. You get early access to YouTube videos, and you get to be around. Honestly, this right here is worth it all. Number 6, and that is being around a community of goal-oriented people. And of course, you get access to all of our 850 Club courses as well. So that's inside of that as well too. All right. Hope that helps. Oh, wait, let me go back. Okay, let me stop this. Because I got like a whole bunch of stuff that's in there as well too. But you guys obviously see the difference between obviously having a strategy and obviously just having just talking to someone to improve your credit score overall. Having a strategy is what you're going to need, and there's nothing wrong with that, guys. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, so here, let me open this back up, and let me open this back up, and then we're gonna wrap up in here in a second. Okay, but either way, Darren says strategy. Yanobi says strategy as well. Her soul says strategy. All right. So again, that's what it's gonna be. It's all about the strategy, guys. It's gonna be all about the strategy. Based on what you're trying to do. Okay. You can't just we listen. We're not going anywhere blind anymore. Okay. We're not just trying stuff. We got to make sure things make sense. Okay. Darren says strategy. Risa says strategy. Okay. All right. Kashia is in the house. Appreciate you being here. All right. Mike says outstanding on the VA strategy. Yeah, man. He was like, I'll never forget when he called me. He was like, listen, I want to buy multiple properties, but I got my VA loan. How can I keep using it? I was like, man, all I gotta do is refinance out of that. He was like, man, no one told me that. This is again, people don't know what they don't know. So that helps. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I give you guys another story. I have a client. Their monthly car payment was 1,600. Their monthly car payment was $1,600. They said, Calvin, listen, how I need to like, man, I can't afford this car. I just want to give it back. I said, don't give it back. That's a voluntary repossession. What if I can get your car payment down to like 1,000 or 900? Oh man, if you could do that, man, that'll save me so much. No problem. We was able to get his car payment down to $965 from 1,600. That's saving like $700 a month. Anyway, but again, that's what a strategist, man. Some of you all are thinking about bankruptcy, and you just need a better strategy. Some of you all want to go into homeownership. You keep telling yourself that this is going to be the year, and every single year you just some throws it off, or your score is just dragging because you need a better strategy. You need a better strategy. Okay, don't get me wrong. Watching YouTube videos helps. Like if you watch the right videos and implement the right things, you can do that. But it's hard to say what's right if no one's looking at your situation. If you really think about it, everybody says, I won't say everybody says every account is good, but a lot of people talk about a lot of different strategies. Getting certain cards, getting building relationships with certain banks, all that's great, but it may not be for you. You know what I'm saying? You can't do everything. Some of you should not do everything. So it's got to make sense. I'm just being real. I'm not trying to sell y'all on something. I'm just being real. That and you'll see for yourself. Just try listen, type in credit score and then just do everything that everybody talking about. Come on. That's not going to work. I'm just being honest. It's just not going to work. It's got to make sense. Okay. Kashia says, when is the advisor coming? Okay, so the advisor's coming on Thursday. It's going to be inside the 850 Club Elite. I'm going to remind you guys on Wednesday. But yes, you got to get it. She's going to be inside the 850 Club Elite. This is our second master class this Thursday inside the 90-day home. This is going to be for the 90-day home buying challenge. That all of this is inside of the Elite. Okay. And so we have different challenges that go on. Like like last week was our business credit and funding challenge. Everybody know there was a been there for that. Then we got our 90-day home buying challenge, people that want to buy a home in 90 days or less. But now we're bringing in the financial advisors so people know the importance of saving their money and, just putting things in place. Okay. Booker says, I just joined the 850 Club Elite. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. All right. Now, Booker, let us know what your goals are. So here, joining is the easy part. The next step is letting us know what your goal is, and we can let you know what your next step for your goal. Okay. Then, so let us know what your goal is, so we can let you know the next step. We want to get you. We want to get you in that direction. Okay, of what your goals are. So welcome to the family. All right. Let me see. Mike Jones says, I need to close and remove self kickoff. Use them all at one point. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. You need again a strategy. This is someone who's used multiple of the credit builders. He can't use no more. So he needs a better strategy. And it's not a bad way, right? Some of you all said to yourself, well, I got self lender back in the day or self back in the day, and now it's closed. What do I need to do to improve my credit score? Some of you all need to reopen that account. You can start another. You know what's so great about a lot of these credit builders is that uh, you can actually work with a lot of them. Okay, so let's say for example you get one and then it ends in a year. You can get it again. There's no such thing. Well, everyone's situation is different, but there is nothing. I'll just say this: there's nothing wrong with getting that credit builder account over and over and over again, guys. But again, it's got to make sense. It's got to make sense. Mike says on secured credit cards for the ones that turn in. I think you're talking about the ones that go up. I mean that transfer, convert from a secured to unsecured. That's most definitely, yeah, that's fine. You can do that for sure. Okay. Booker says, I believe in Calvin. He seemed like a reliable, honest person. I'll have to do my research. He was the best I found. Yeah, you guys listen, we're everywhere, man. You can Google us, stuff like this. We have changed how we do things. So I do apologize. I know that was a big shock for a lot of people. But don't worry. We're prepared right now. The community is the best option for us. And then eventually, of course, we're going to have our software backup. I know you guys been hearing that, but but this time is different because we created our software before AI came out. Now we're implementing that. So it's going to play a major role. Okay. But we got something super special. But don't worry. In the meantime, the community is just going to be, I promise you, you're going to get there. You're going to be just fine. Okay. So Kashia says, sorry about the late arrival, Calvin. I did not get that alert. Oh, you're fine. So here, just look out. We're gonna be sending out emails and posting about it all week this week. So look at your notifications. Everybody that's in the elite, keep an eye on the app. Download the app and keep an eye on your emails. Okay, this week is a lot going on inside the elite. Now, if you can't make everything, don't worry. Everything we do this week is going to be recorded. Okay, so just know that y'all not gonna miss anything. All right. So appreciate you being here as well. Mike says, yeah, into secured cards, your cash is refunded. Yes. So I'm glad Mike brought this up. When you all get secured credit cards, you have to give them money. You got to have the deposit with them. A lot of you all get the secured credit card and you forget two things. Number one, the number one reason why you should have a secure credit card is so you can qualify for an unsecured credit card or get promoted from the secured to the unsecured. That's the number one. Number two is that many of you all forget to get your deposits back. Yeah. Y'all have some of you all got $200 credit cards out there, $500 credit cards out there, $1,000 of your money. And here's the worst part. Y'all want to hear the worst part? Some of you all have given the banks your money to get the secured credit card, and you're not even using it. They're just keeping your money. Close that account out, man. Or woman. Close that account out. Depending on how old it is. If it's less than 2 years old, close that out. Get your money back, man. The goal is to transition, is to help you rebuild. Don't let them keep your money. People forget about that. But yes, that's the only way to get your money back is to close the account. Okay. So you'll be doing that for real. John says, do you have any real estate investment strategies? Yes, we do. Now, I don't know, like a super big ton. I do have some clients that have huge portfolios. So but I mean, there's only so much you can do. So but outside of like 1031 exchanges for deferred taxes and stuff like that, we kind of go into that. But yeah, we can most definitely have that conversation. We'll be talking deeper about real estate later on this year. Jamie's in the house. She says, almost missed it. No, you right on time. We about to be wrapping up soon, though. Darren says with the credit score, yes, for sure. Keisha says, she says, Keisha. Yeah, no, got it. So they can see it. My bad. That's right. You're right. You're right, Keisha. My bad. She said, I'm an elite club member as well. Perfect. So, yes. So look out. So here, download the app if you haven't already. Keep an eye on your emails. We got more email just went out, I think, yesterday. So Friday or yesterday about the financial advisor that's going to be inside the masterclass on Thursday. Okay. So look out for that email. But we got way more stuff coming. You'll see as long as you're here. Matter of fact, so Keisha, here's what I want you to do. Let me give me 1 second here. I'm gonna stop sharing this. I'm gonna show you what I want you to do. Okay. Now this is for Keisha and everybody else. So you got to go here. I'm gonna share my screen. Let me share my screen. Oh wait. Okay, there we go. My bad. All right. So now, okay. So now this is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. So when you go in, you're going to zoom. You're going to zoom. Well, I'm zooming in so you guys can actually see this. All right. So now at the top, you're going to see where it says calendar. Okay. Click on calendar. Okay. And you're going to see here where it says 8 p.m. Okay. Let me zoom out a bit. You're going to see where it says 8 p.m. Add it to your calendar. We're going to talk about financial and debt management. That's from 8 p.m. Central Time to 9 p.m. Central Time. Okay. But either way, we're going to be teaching participants how to create a solid financial plan, understand debt management strategies, and take actionable steps to reduce and eliminate debt effectively. Okay. So again, this is going to be on Thursday. Now, in order to remind yourself, go ahead and add to calendar, and you can add this to your calendar. Okay. Then now this is for everything, guys. So Monday, for the like I just mentioned, it's at the FICO 300 to 500. A lot of people were saying, "Man, Calvin, I'm at a 580. I'm at a 540. So we bumped it up to 600. So I got to change this." But anyway, this is going to be it here. Okay. And you got to be registered. Otherwise, of course, we'll see that you guys are like and not in there. Okay. But you got to click on that and it'll show you all how to get in there. Okay. But you'll get access to that for sure. Okay. And unless you set the reminders, it gives you the links, and those are member only links as well too. So it won't work if they're not in as well. All right. But make sure you do that so you can add that. So you can add that to your calendar. Okay. All right. Perfect. Let me go back to this and then let me share this tab so you guys can see where we left off. Okay. All right. Mr. Allen says we need some intro into business credit cards. Yep. You want to watch that replay that we did from last Wednesday when we talked about business credit cards and how to what to which ones to go for, what to expect when you're applying, and what to essentially have on the applications as well too. Okay. Apostle Joan is in the house. All right. She says, I learned to filter out the good from the bad. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Mr. Allen says, I have Kickoff. The $30 plan works. Yeah. Kickoff is most definitely a great account to have, especially when you're rebuilding. Keisha says, after watching a lot of other channels, and he is by far the few that has been spot on, legitimate, and knowledgeable. Yes, I only talk about the stuff I know, man. There's a lot of stuff I do not know, and I know that there are some things that other people talk about that I don't feel comfortable talking about. I don't want you all to get in trouble for doing stuff. I don't want you all lying. I don't want y'all doing no fraud. That's not the best way to do so. I'm telling you, you want to have it where nobody can take it from you. Okay. Nobody can take it from you. All right. Charles said, I just joined the elite. Love this community. When does the 90-day challenge start? So here, all right. So check this out. With the 90-day challenge, it already started. But don't worry, we're going to be doing this every 90 days. Okay. But you still could jump in. You guys can jump in at any time. So if you like, for example, if you want to join the 90-day challenge, um, we already had the first masterclass last month. So you can watch that replay. The second masterclass is coming up this Thursday. And then we got the third one coming up next month. And then after that, we're going to start it again. Okay. But you can watch that replay. And don't forget, you can always just type inside of the community post, like the first page, the home page. If you have a question, just type that in. Okay. So you don't have to wait for like the events to happen. It doesn't matter what the calendar says. You can always ask questions about certain things. Okay. So just know that. So he says, welcome to the family, Charles. All right. Keisha says, what is the email? Um, Let me see. That's actually a good question. Let me pull that email up. I saw it. Where was it at? It was, you know what? My phone is like 3%. So all right, Instagram, my phone is going down, y'all. Just letting y'all know. But I forgot the name of it, Keisha. But just look out for it again. We're gonna send it out again. I forgot the name of it though. Yeah, I don't have the name of it. But either way, just look out. It's gonna say financial and debt management. Look out for something like that. Okay. But we got another email going out. And then Keisha, if you're not getting any of our emails, I'm gonna put support email in here. Okay. So make sure that you're getting the elite emails. You should, but if you're not sure, just send us an email if you're not sure. Okay. So just make sure you do that. All right. So Keisha says, I'm listening. Okay, perfect. Yep, we got you. Apostle Jones says, I followed Calvin for years, and he has always been very transparent and very honest with his subscribers. I've learned from him. He walks in the spirit of excellence. Of excellence. Thank you, Apostle Jones. Greatly appreciate you being here. Don't teach what you have not studied. Leave it alone. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Charles says, thank you, Calvin. Appreciate you showing us that. Absolutely. And Keisha says, no problem. Yes, please do, Keisha. We want to make sure everybody's good, for sure. We don't listen, Keisha, you ain't gonna miss nothing. Okay. So I'm gonna make sure you're good. All right. Either way, guys, I gotta run. My phone battery is at 2% on Instagram. Make sure you guys go ahead and comment the word goals to get access to the school community and learn more about it. And YouTube, we'll see you guys on the next video. We got a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of stuff we got to talk about this week. Listen, Trump and credit scores. We got to talk about this Discover and Capital One merger. We got to talk about what's going on at the CFPB. Again, a lot of them are on administrative leave. It's a couple things that's coming up this week. It's going to be a busy